Another day, another court appearance. Hi guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. We are back in court. It is Tuesday the 28th of November, and basically when we got into court today, we were going to continue with the evidence of Brigadier Gininda. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. I'm not a legal advisor. I'm not a legal expert. I just basically give insights into the proceedings of the day and also give my opinions here and there. When the proceedings started today, Mgomezulu asked that he addresses the court with regards to accused number 2 logging a complaint against one of the guards. He says that he was handcuffed on the way to court, which is not regular procedure, considering that he has not been sentenced, so he doesn't understand why he's been handcuffed. And the reason that he was given for him being handcuffed is because he was fighting in court yesterday. He then made it clear to the guard, Mr. Mulawuzi, that he was not involved in the fight in court, so he doesn't understand why he's been handcuffed. The judge then questions the issue of safety with regards to the traveling of the accused, and Baloyi basically says that for the safety of the guards, maybe that is why he has been handcuffed. Mgomezulu then says the relevance is that this issue only arises from the issue that was in court yesterday, of which accused number 2 was not involved in. The judge then says he cannot make a ruling with this regard as it is procedure by the correctional service, so he will request that the defense attorneys approach the correctional service so that some sort of arrangement or agreement can be made. As Baloyi was about to begin with the examination in chief with Gininda, accused number 5 and 3 then raise their hands, and they do complain about their handcuffs being too tight, and the judge then requests that the guards then go and fix that situation. Really, this for me is very sad to see, or sad to experience, because just because of the incident of yesterday, now they are mistreating the accused, which isn't fair for them. So there was that complaint by accused number 3 saying that he's unable to focus in court due to the handcuffs, and the judge then questions if he's using his hands to hear, which was a bit rude, but he just says, he can't make a ruling. They'll just loosen the handcuffs a bit and we can proceed. We then proceeded with the examination in chief by Gininda, who takes us through basically the interviews that he had with both accused number 1 and 2, and how with accused number 1, once he had introduced himself to him, he told him that he was a person of interest in the Senzo Meyiwa case, which for me raised a bit of an eyebrow, because according to Mohola's statement, this accused is the one that wanted to confess voluntarily, and that's the reason why she called Gininda. But when she says that they met up with Gininda, now Gininda is saying this person was already a person of interest in this case. So that was a bit confusing to me, and I'm hoping that the defense has taken note of this. He then says he had an interview with accused number 1 in the parking area at the police station, and then he then arranged for this person to make confessions, for which he was taken to Diepkloof. Mind you, he was in Vosloorus at the time, and then he was taken to Diepkloof, and a person was arranged, Mr. Mboto, or Colonel Mboto was arranged to take the statements, and 2 hours later when they were done, then he was brought back to his offices. He received the accused, and then he was transported to Pretoria. He basically gives evidence with regards to the traditional healer that was seen during that time, and the pointing out that were done by accused number 1. And Baloyi says that Mr. Zwane, the traditional healer, has already testified in the main trial, so he was hoping that his evidence just be injected into the trial within a trial. And Mgomezulu says the evidence led in the main trial cannot be used. It's irregular, and Mnisi, Ngumalo, and Munyeki say, well, basically this is evidence with regards to accused number one, but they don't find anything irregular. However, the judge seems to agree with Mngomezulu in saying that they can't incorporate this evidence because it is irregular. However, they can recall the witness for him to testify in the trial within a trial, or have an agreement that they will invoke a section 220 with regards to the evidence that was provided by this witness. He continues to lead evidence with regards to accused number one. He's shown a couple of exhibits that are before the court, and he confirms that he knows these exhibits, namely the pro forma that was used on the day that the statement was taken, the photo album of the pointing out, and the pictures of the accused, and all of that. And basically, he says that the accused was then charged for this particular case, 636, 10 of 24. They were charged on the 26th of October 2020. He then goes on to lead evidence with regards to accused number two. He goes through the process of his arrest and why he was arrested. And what I found interesting with this particular evidence is that he says that this person was arrested for the Nongoma case, however, didn't go to court for the same case. They used another case for him to actually go to court, and he says they were supposed to take him to Nongoma. However, they didn't do that because there was another person who was arrested with regards to this case. And when he's asked about this case of Nongoma, which is case 183 of 163 of 2018, he says that Ndanzi, who is accused number two, is still a person of interest in this case. However, a few minutes down the line, he says that this case was closed, and he says he doesn't understand how this case was finalized. He says the case was finalized, and he doesn't understand how the court was able to get records of this docket. He's finding it very suspect that the court was able to get those documents, that docket, and that he knows the investigating officer, and it's not the investigating officer that is written on the document before the court. And then he also goes on to basically tell us that Ndanzi had said that it was a case of mistaken identity when they say that he looks like the sketch plan of the suspects that entered the Khumalo residence. And also he had denied that he was involved in the killing of Senzo Meyiwa, and he gave them an alibi which was that he was at work. Of course, they went to his work to confirm his employment, and we have already had his HR manager come before the court to give evidence, which he was correcting, because originally he had said that Ndanzi was AWOL, however later discovered that he had requested an unpaid leave during this period. So the same will apply with this witness, Mr. Mulder, whereby they will either have him recalled to retestify in the trial within a trial, or have a section 220 invoked in this matter. We then took a break for the long adjournment, and we will continue with the evidence of Gininda after the long adjournment. After the long adjournment, Mngomezulu argued that the second alibi that Gininda was mentioning before the long adjournment was heard in the main trial, and therefore he needs that evidence to be sort of brought into the trial within a trial. And prosecutor Baloyi then said the evidence is admissible. The witness then confirms a couple of exhibits by Baloyi, which is Exhibit DD, Exhibit RR, which is the charge sheet, and also Exhibit VV1. And there also seems to be a new exhibit that was brought before the court, which is Exhibit YY, which is basically the information for Ntokozo Dominic Mjiako, who is allegedly the attorney that represented accused number two during his confession with the magistrate on the 24th of June 2020. There was a lot of evidence that was led with regards to Mjiako and conversations that were had with Mjiako with the witness Gininda in the presence of accused number two. And Mngomezulu then said that this evidence should be provisionally admitted on condition that Mjiyako will be called. Then there was an argument that Mjiyako won't be called because this evidence was in the presence of accused number 2. But my issue is, if there isn't anyone to corroborate what this witness is saying, why not bring Mjiyako to confirm this information as accurate? Because as far as we know, accused number 2 disputes this conversation happening, and if this witness is saying this conversation happened, then bringing Mjiyako will be in the interest of the court. Now, this is just my opinion. However, the judge did say, if Mngomezulu feels that Mjiyako should be called, then the defense can call Mjiyako as their own witness. The witness Gininda continued to lead evidence with regards to the first court appearance of the accused, and he does say that Mjiyako was there and it was televised, so he was on record for the accused on that day. And there's a lot of things that the witness started to talk about with regards to the prosecutors involved in this case. And the prosecutor, Baloy, kept saying, let's not go there, let's not go there. But the evidence today was pretty long. It was a lot to take in. And before we ended off the day, then the state prosecutor then said he's about to start a new topic, so we will continue with the examination in chief tomorrow. Hope you guys have a good day. See you tomorrow.